accrediting institutions. And so the one thing that I found out is my dad taught me that this is the information age. And so knowledge is at our fingertips. And so I always want to congratulate anybody that's on a call like this of education, because you're here to learn. Because if you're not in a position that you want to make a change, it means that ignorance is the choice. You know, as the Bible says, we destroy for a lack of knowledge. So that's intentionally not trying to figure out what it is that we need to do to make things happen. So I want to congratulate you. So my goal before we get off this is to see if we can get you to see your financial situation from a different lens. And so those of us who are waiting and ready for the right, somebody say the right opportunity to change, I'm going to show you how to fix your money, and we have it. And so last thing, so let's say this, it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. So let's dive right in. Here is, you see there's a credit chart. It goes from 300 to 850. It shows us exactly what the range of a credit score is. There's red, yellow, green, and then there's money green. Essentially, when a creditor looks at a person, they look at them through this lens. No matter what your ethnicity is, how old you are, whatever, even how much money you have, they're going to look at you and assess if you are a good deal or a bad deal based upon these numbers. So if you're between 300 to 630, they immediately say, this is a bad deal. I do not want to lend money or give money to this person because they're not credible, i.e. the word credit. So if you're not credible, they're not going to lend you money. But what's worse than that is they're going to charge us more for the money because they know we're desperate. And so there is that bondage that I'm going to visually show you in a second. So when you jump up to another level, you get to a cautionary place where you're fair. 630, believe this, all the way up to 689, a creditor, whether it be a mortgage company or a car dealership or an investment opportunity, they're going to look at you and say, it's a caution. Let me slow down. Let me do some extra research. Let me pull some tax returns. Let me do all these different things because we want to make sure that our company doesn't take a hit because this person is a cautionary person, and I don't need to give money. So we got to get out of that slump. Sliding over to the green, you basically go into what you call the 700 club. And in the 700 club, you basically release that bondage that I show because now creditors want to do business with us. They want to look at you. So that thing that you want to accomplish, that thing that you want, that you think you need money for, now you're in a position that you have access to leverage your reputation or your credibility to get the thing that you need to get you to the next level. And obviously at Money Green, they basically chasing you. They chasing you to give you money because they automatically know there are no risk involved because we built a reputation about the numbers. Say it again, it's all about the numbers. And so that is the thing that's going to follow us. So let me give you some visuals of what happened. Say you and I went into the dealership. Let's just say for the sake of this example, we're going to switch it up in a minute, that your credit score was the 741 on the left, and mine was the below average here at the 590 on the right. Now, thing is here, the car costs $30,000. We want the same white car. We want the same exterior, interior, et cetera, et cetera. They got two of them, so we ain't got to fight over the same one. So we both need to go ahead and finance this thing, 5-year terms. The reality is you're going to pay 0% because at 740, which is not impossible, hear me, you qualify for 0% interest loans. So let me tell you what that means. So if I'm going to get the same car, they're going to charge me 22% to borrow that money. So your monthly payment is $500. Mine is $829. That's $330 difference per month, which means at the end of that 5-year term, you would have paid $30,000 for that vehicle. I would have had to pay $49,000 for the same exact car. And that's a problem. That's what you call bondage. Same money, same car, but guess what? I had to pay more because of those three numbers. Let's keep it moving. So let's switch roles because I want to get some good stuff too. So let's imagine I built my credit up to that 740 and you might have that 560. Same house, $200,000 house, 3 bedrooms, whatever you picture it. I have a 3%, you have a 7% because of that number. Here's the thing. I'm going to pay less than $1,000. I know most people who pay more for rent, but far less for apartment units. You're going to pay $1,500 or $1,428 for this car. This house. I'm going to pay $330,000, and you would pay over $500,000 for the same exact $200,000 loan, same exact house. That's the variation. So let me break this out to our personal pockets. Let's imagine this young lady right here. And she has two options. She can work for the 740, get what she needs to have, the 740, or she can stick with the 590. $48,000 income. Now, if you look at it, she started with, that's $4,000 a month. Options on the left with the 740, she's only paying at $500 at 922. She has $2,500 left at the end of the month. The other side with that 590 and just settling there, she's paying $829 and $1,400. Now only has $1,700 left in the end of the month. That's $835 a month that has literally been taken from her ability to do more. So those bondages, remember, when you change something, it stops its ability that it's already has. And so sometimes we can't attain the things in life because we don't have the ability to. It's not because our money is wrong, it's because we haven't managed the money. So that's $10,000 raise a year if you just work on your credit, work on those numbers. And that's what we're going to show you how to help do. Now, how are we able to do this? Bottom line here, this chart I want you to see on the far left. You see there's all your creditors, all your applications you ever filled out, every debt collector, all your mortgage companies, everything that you've done, they've accumulated this information and they send it over here to these different bureaus. Now these bureaus can be like your best or your worst friend. So the thing is, they're going to take this information and they're going to put it into a report, which ultimately ends up in a score. Now, the problem is it's over 300 something million people in America, if not 400 million. I need to do the math on that. The reality is there are going to be some mistakes in here. There are going to be some old data that has not been removed because we didn't know that this was an opportunity. So this report is wrong. In many cases, 4 out of 5 reports are wrong. So what we need to do, this is the thing that we need to understand. We have to get somebody, we have to hire somebody to work on the other side who know how to manipulate this particular folder, which changes the score. It's literally that simple. And if you have the mindset to change the score or get a team to change the score, then everything else financially changes. It's called financial stewardship. So how are we able to do this? Long story short, you got late payments, collections, bankruptcies, judgments. Stop me if that's on your card, on your credit. Foreclosures, public records, settlements, charge-offs, student loans. If any of these things are still on your credit, we can get those things off. Essentially, the steps is very easy. We get with our attorneys, we look at the credit score, we pull a credit on all 3 bureaus, we assess it, okay, these are the problems. We develop letters to dispute the things that are potentially wrong. Number 2, those letters are get mailed out to us. Once we look at the letters, we get to know that it's real and then make any changes that we need to the letters. And then we get to send it off to knowing that the process has started. And step 3 is very simple. All we're going to do, we're going to start to see changes as you see things are in dispute or they're either deleted. So between 45 to 90 days, we're going to see these things changing. And then we're going to have an opportunity to see every time something is removed, that's money being made. That's money being made because that score is changing. And it's all about the numbers. Very, very simple. There's some other avenues that we take advantages to build this credit because it's more than just the things that need to be taken off. There are strategies to actually increase and build our credit and even have attorneys working when we have those very obnoxious debt collectors. We have an attorney team that you're going to hire and you're going to get them to get off your case. Now, it's going to take, again, maybe 4 to 6 months, and every case is different. But I want you to see something in particular. You're going to have access to all these things. I'm not going to get into all of them, but one I think is very valuable, which I think is an insane bonus. It's called the will and the trust component of what you're able to get. In this, you have the capacity to actually develop a will and a trust. Now, why is that important? I actually work in the church and have been mostly all my life because my father's a pastor. And what I see in a lot of these homegoings is that the families, they never anticipate that death is coming. And so at the end of the day, they end up leaving more problems and chaos to the people who want access to their stuff. When essentially all you have to do is just have a little foresight to know the end will come and then write what you want to happen. And it just leaves, the Bible says you want to leave an inheritance for your children's children, not a problem. So now here's why most people don't get this done. One, because they may be not financially savvy enough to execute, or number 2, it costs too much. When you sit with an attorney, they charge you by the hour. And if they charge you by the hour, that can be anywhere from $150 to $500. It just costs too much and we may not have the wherewithal. With this, I don't know why, but they're going to give us access to do our own will and trust. It comes with it. While we're waiting, that 4 to 6 months for our credit, you have an opportunity to educate yourself on the finances, but at the same time, execute on protecting whatever it is that you're creating. They're going to walk you through it. You can do it at the leisure of your own home, et cetera, et cetera. It's a phenomenal tool that that if you bought it from this company by itself, it's a $500 product that's thrown in the process. All right. So going back here, as I wrap up, we have to realize again that it is simply all about the numbers. So now the cost of this is under $200, $188, and then $80 a month as they walk the process. Person can cancel at any time. If you don't see there's progression of success, just cancel. I wouldn't do that, because every round there's an opportunity that they can change the algorithm to figure out how to get those things off. And so if we get our number up to the green, we literally are making money. So that's all I have in that particular format. But before I turn it over, I have to say this about Marcus, because all of us know how to make money. All of us know how to make money, whether it's you make $5 an hour or $500,000 an hour. What we just learned is one avenue of how to manage your money. Now, what I love about Marcus is that he knows how to help us to multiply our money, because some of us, even though we're going to fix our situation, we know a loved one or we know a friend or relative that also is in the same predicament, and we need to work together to make it happen. So the reason that I partnered with this man is because he knows how to develop people, and he has a gift. And I've watched him and his wife for the last 20 years build uncommonly, and have for the past 6 years been waiting on the right opportunity to partner with him. So why? Because I wanted to attach myself to his rhythm, right? And so you have to figure out, if you really to free yourself and get an opportunity to create, then now's the time you want to open up your ears, stop what you're doing, and just figure out what we're going to do. And then let me say this last thing before I turn it over. Money is a reward for solving another person's problem. The only way that you can get wealth is you solve another person's problem. We have a vehicle in our hand that we can solve the problem that many of us have. And even as we fix our own, God has made a way that we can make it happen. So with all that being said, Marcus, I want to hand the floor over to you.
Wow, absolutely excellent. Sir, that was a phenomenal job. And I am going to pick it up where you left off, and I am going to get this slideshow going from this current slide. I want to start here, brother. Thank you so very much. That was very, very powerful. I want us all to think about one thing for a second. The majority of people that got on this call, and the majority of people that we interface with on a daily basis, happen to be on the wrong side of what Robert Kiyosaki calls the cash flow quadrant. If you take a look at your screen, this is just basic, and this is really why we do this. LaDonna and I, when we first met, we both were employees. We were in the upper left-hand corner of the quadrant, and we both worked for hospitals. I had actually three jobs. I worked for Detroit Receiving Hospital, Riverview Hospital, and St. John Macomb. LaDonna worked for Beaumont, as well as Detroit Receiving Hospital, which is where we met. What's interesting, we were literally trading hours for dollars. So many times we were just kind of passing each other between shifts. And I'll never forget, those were some really, really tough times. We knew we wanted to make a difference. We knew we wanted to get out of that rut. Robert Kiyosaki says, if you take a look at it, 95% of the people in the country, 95% of all the population are on the wrong side, the left side of this quadrant. So if you look below, we were able to move to a position of being self-employed, and that was really great. I was able to retire LaDonna. Basically, it worked this way. One of the doctors at the hospital in the ER yelled at her. And when she came home and told me about it, she said she was at one side of the emergency room at this point, it was St. Joseph's in Clinton Township. And she was at one end of the ER and the doctor was at the other. And she heard this horrible, squealing, terrible, ear-curdling sound of her name. And she told me how embarrassed she was. And I was like, well, that's great. You won't be going back there again. And so I retired her. It probably wasn't the brightest thing to do, but it took us to a position where we had to look at self-employment. And we subsequently started a variety of different businesses, and we've been able to do a lot of different things. And actually, we realized something, man, what if we could get paid while we were asleep? Again, aiming toward the right side of this quadrant, where you see the business owners that have systems, where you make money while you're asleep. So if you can have people working 24 hours a day and even around the clock, you're making money. And that made a lot of sense. But in our current role, although we've had extraordinary success, the reality is we're torn between these two sections in this quadrant where we're kind of self-employed and kind of with a system. It just still means a whole lot of work. What we have an opportunity to do right now in this particular scenario is literally tap into a system that does not require that grinding, painful, hateful work. This is a system where if you can help enough other people break out of this financial bondage that we just talked about, understanding the numbers, if we can help them do this and they stay on the platform, you're able to create residual income, which is the best income. This income just keeps coming and it keeps coming month after month after month. And this is what's amazing. It grows. So if we take a look here, the bottom line, the mission that we have as a team is that if each one of us can impact 1,000 families, ultimately impacting 100,000 families to break free of the bondage of debt, due to a lack of knowledge and just being trapped in this vicious credit cycle, what an amazing thing. And that's really our driving focus. You just saw that for $188, a person's able to get involved in this platform, get their credit where they never dreamed it could be, increase their buying power, and benefit from all of those different products that are a part of the protection plan. But for one extra $100, a person can actually get their arms around the distributorship opportunity here, which means you're basically able to grow a business all around the United States, and all it technically cost you was an additional $100. With that 100, you're going to get a website that is completely automated. It's going to keep track of all of your customers, all of the people you're helping restore their credit. It's going to show you where they are in the process. And at the same time, it's going to help you keep track of your money. You'll be able to receive a check every single Thursday. You'll be able to go online to your website, and you'll be able to see where every single dollar came from. Bottom line, just get connected, plug into this system, this platform at the level that you desire. Some people on the call, you only need a few extra $100 a week. Perfect opportunity. Some people on the call, you only need a few thousand a week. We can do that. And there are others on the call that are saying, listen, I want to be able to fire my boss. I want to be able to pay off my mortgage and retire. Well, you're able to do that here as well. The bottom line is that we're going to teach you, partnering together, we're going to teach you how to grow your business. And that's done in two ways. Number one, identifying people that are caught in that trap and showing them how they can break free, how they can get their numbers right. And then number two, introducing it to other people that you know that are already successful or have been successful at something in the past, people that are respected by others, hardworking, family-oriented, just the type of people that have integrity and character. You want to introduce them to this business because maybe they will partner with you, and that's really going to increase your opportunity. But take a look at this piece. Each and every time you introduce a person, like I shared it with a cousin that I have, I said, hey, listen, here's a great way to get your credit score together. And at the same time, as your credit score goes up, your auto insurance rates, all your insurance rates are going to go down. It made sense. He came on board. And as a result, we're now not just business partners. We're working on his credit while we're building his business. Why is this so important? Each and every time you help a person get their numbers right, the company is going to pay you up to $100 for every single customer. And this is what's amazing. What's amazing is that as those customers stay on board, you're going to receive residual income. And that's $12 per month per customer that you have. Now, how are you going to get these customers? That's what everybody's thinking, because most people say, hey, I'm not a salesperson. Well, believe it or not, we all, to some degree, as we share information, sharing is really like selling. But you're going to partner with people like mortgage professionals, car dealers, real estate agents, people that prepare taxes. Those types of individuals know people already that need help. Well, take a look. As you build your customers, which means as you introduce more and more people to the concept that they can get help improving their numbers, the company is going to pay you what we call CAB bonuses, customer acquisition bonuses, which basically allows you to go from a place where each time you introduce a business partner, you're earning about $100, all the way to a point where you can earn up to $560 every time a new business partner is introduced to the platform. The bottom line is it works. As we wrap up, I want you to just think about something. For $188, a person is able to get involved in this platform. They're able to get their credit together, get their derogatories and faulty information off of those reports, which is going to automatically increase their buying power. And for an extra $100, you're able to partner with a team of professionals. We're going to partner with you to help you develop a marketing approach, help you develop a customer acquisition program. We're going to do all these things with you. We're going to walk hand in hand, lockstep with you so that you succeed. You get an opportunity to partner with people that have already proven to be successful in traditional business. If you think about this for a moment, it's kind of like a no-lose opportunity. Imagine being able to join a company that enables you to own your own business. You are in business for yourself, but you get an opportunity to be mentored by people that have already won, people that have done it before. Here is your great opportunity. Once you become an agent, you also get an opportunity to have the customer piece and get your numbers right, determine what your level of interest is, and the bottom line is together we make it happen. Right now, this particular company has been in business since 2004. They're based in Farmington Hills, Michigan, completely debt-free. And I really believe we have an opportunity to do something that's never been done before. If you're willing to open your phone book and open your relationships up and just care enough about people to tell them there's a solution to what so many people are dealing with, I believe this opportunity could be absolutely monumental. It could be huge. I'm so excited to have been able to share this brief time with you. I want to thank David for being on this presentation call as well. I want you to look at your cell phone, because the person that invited you to the call at this point is actually texting you a link that allows you to engage, lock arms with us, and let's get this thing done. The bottom line is the big incomes have not even been created at this point, and they're already phenomenal. Looking forward to working with you and looking forward to seeing you at an upcoming meeting. With that being said, we're going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to say to everybody on the call, it is a pleasure and a privilege, and I'm looking forward to us all doing some very great things together. And with that, we're going to close out. Let's make it a great one. Take it easy. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lynn. Thanks, Connie.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So proud of you. Hey, Karen, thank you. Thank you, Miss Penny. Hey, awesome.